Okay guys, so this is my next vlog, and I'm going to start getting a little bit serious. This one's going to be more of a serious vlog than most of the others. It's on this subject that is really important to me, near and dear to my heart. It's kind of like the bullying vlog, but it's something else. It's autism. So I was tested when I was 3 and last year, and both times I was diagnosed on the spectrum. So autism is a spectrum, okay? So, no two people are alike, especially when both of them had autism, you know? It affects us all in different ways. When I was a kid or when I was smaller, I had a lot of trouble with language, and I still do a little bit today. But when I was learning how to talk, one of the things that I would do a lot was I would just repeat back what the other person was saying. I couldn't really use my own words. So I didn't walk until I was almost 2. And I couldn't really talk very clearly and well until I was almost 3. And I couldn't go outside for the longest time simply just because of bugs that would fly maybe near my head or anywhere around me. It was so unbelievably uncomfortable for me that I simply just couldn't go outside. And another thing about me is that my skin physically is extra sensitive, and so it's kind of hard to put clothes on. Even just a little tag in the back, it's enough to send me through the roof. And something else I'm really sensitive to is taste. For example, spicy things, even just the slightest amount of spice sends me everywhere. Sauce, the stuff, no thanks. So another thing about me is that I am very sensitive to loud noises. For example, I find fire alarms and smoke alarms, loud noises somewhat scary, and unsettling, and it physically kind of hurts to just hear that stuff. It's not like on your ears, it goes through your whole body, like cringes me up, even just loud music. It's just kind of hard to handle for me. So it's like fingernails on a blackboard. So kind of when I started karate, I had to get used to sparring, and of course for sparring you had to wear a cup, and that of course was really uncomfortable for me, and I literally had to practice wearing a cup for 2 weeks before I could actually be able to wear it in sparring. And when I did, it kind of sounds a little bit stupid to you guys probably, and even sounds a little bit stupid to me, but at the time, when I finally got able to do it, I was really proud of myself. So you guys remember me saying that I'm really sensitive to touch? Well, that's one of the reasons I actually don't do sparring, because physical contact is something that I'm not really used to, and that I don't really like doing a lot. And so, I've had to do it, I've had to learn it, I know I have to do it to defend myself, but when it comes to tournaments, you have the choice to do it or not, and I choose not to because I'm not a big sparring person. So it's not atypical for an autistic person to understand some things better than most other people. And it's also not really atypical for them to not understand some things better than other people. For example, I'm really bad at figurative language. For instance, if someone said it's raining cats and dogs outside, I would literally think it was raining cats and dogs outside. But some of the things I might understand better is, engineering and architecture. So those are some things that would come a little bit more naturally for me than it would for most of my other peers. Many autistic people get bullied, including me. And just because you see just because someone is different or has a flaw, so does everybody else, if you see someone acting strange, before you say something mean or something to try and make yourself look better, think again and put yourself in their shoes and think, how would you feel if you said something like that to them? And because if you did, it would not make yourself look better. It would make you look worse. So this is my buddy Kaleb Hopkins. He's on the spectrum too. So, do you know what autism is?
No.
Okay. So, Kaleb, have you ever been bullied?
Yes, I have. I've been told to shut up, and I've also been called an idiot before.
Me too.
Yes, I have been bullied, and what happened was, before I was diagnosed as autistic, I used to get bullied a lot, and I did a lot since then as well. But one of the ones I remember is that somebody decided to punch me in the nose and bloody me right before the end of school in 7th grade one time. So, yeah.
Okay, so another person I have with me is Cheryl Hopkins, Kaleb's mom. What does autism mean to you?
Autism means to me, of course, like the slogan says, different, not less.
So, what do you want people to know about autism that you don't think people would already know? You know, just some advice for them.
Probably that they are not diseased. They are talented. They have each person has their own talents. They can be a good friend. They can be a good listener. They're smart and very creative.
And another thing that kind of bugs me is that people think that I've just grown out of it because I'm so high functioning, you wouldn't really notice that I have autism. But, you know, it's just something that has always been a part of me, you know? I mean, if someone likes something else and I like something different, you know, it doesn't mean that one is better than the other. It's just because I'm different. I guess another thing I want people to know is, you know, everyone wants to be alike. You know, no matter what disability they are, everybody wants to be alike and not put down. So, you know, no matter how they are, with any disability, just give them a chance. I mean, autism really affects us all in different ways. And one of my best friends in martial arts, multiple-time world champion, Cheryl Vance, and she has a son who is also on the spectrum. So Cheryl, can you tell us a little bit about your son and kind of where he is on the spectrum, Hunter?
Yes, sir. Hunter is pretty low functioning on the spectrum. However, he does have some good traits where he can communicate, but it's not usually via speech. He has very limited speech, probably about less than a 2-year-old. But it's not that he's not in there. He's smart in different ways, and you just have to get to know him to understand him.
So just give me some examples of what Hunter would be able to do really well and just some other things that he also might struggle with.
That's a good question. Things he does really well are organizing things. He loves to organize things like DVDs, and he has a special, I guess, talent for putting certain things together. But there are things that Hunter struggles with, you know, a lot. And one is his speech. So we have some backup methods with sign language and also on his iPad. He has trouble making friends because a lot of people don't understand him, and so they don't give him a chance. As a mom, it's heart-wrenching to see him go through that, but it's also given me an incredible appreciation for the things he does have, and also I've had to work on my strengths and weaknesses, and one of them is I've had to learn a lot of patience. And to also celebrate those smallest things, which to me, like maybe tying his shoe or something, it's like the sun rose. So those are good things for me, and it's changed me as a person, but also made me appreciate that everyone has different struggles in life. Everyone's fighting a battle that you don't know about, and this just happens to be ours.
Another thing you might hear him do is hum, you know. That's what people do to lower their anxiety, because a lot of people with autism will try to lower their anxiety, because usually a lot of autistic people suffer from anxiety, including me. And usually what I do is I play with a fidget spinner, watch TV, YouTube, all that stuff. And for him, his comfort zone is humming.
So he's looking at his books here. As you can see, he has a big collection. He does collect the same things. Oh, and in here, that's right. Okay, open that up. Show him this. Holy cow, look at that.
So guys, you can kind of probably hear the music in the background. Wait, so you guys remember me talking about that I was extremely sensitive to things, including sound. He, just because of autism, can also have the opposite effect on someone. For example, he is hyposensitive, which means he would need more stimulation to sense things better. So instead of me wanting to turn down the volume, he's gonna turn up the volume. And I actually really like that about him, because if you look at it kind of on the bright side, if everybody was perfect and normal, this would be a very boring and unsuccessful world. I think everybody should have flaws and the opposite of flaws to make them normal and to make what we call normal, and that just makes this world a better place all around. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I just kind of want to ask one big favor, is that you can like and share the video to kind of get the word out for autism and to help raise awareness.
There's another organization you can go to. It's autismspeaks.org. They have a wealth of information on many, many different subjects. And that would give you a chance to explore the world of autism and know that these kids are in there and they are an important part of your world. And they are, Hunter, you're an important part of my world. Can I have a kiss? Love you.